the stock market in the second half of 2022.
Welcome to Retirement Tactical Money Management. Joe Cantu, Chief Investment Officer of Cantu Tactical Wealth Management, is your host and has over 30 years of experience in the retirement money management profession. He is a West Point graduate with a master's in business administration and has worked for 3 of the largest Wall Street firms as a stockbroker and portfolio manager.
The stock market in the second half of 2022, my forecast. So I wanted to do a quick video to talk about what just happened with the Fed raising interest rates, and then my forecast for the second half of 2022. So first off, let's go back in time and talk about the last video that I did, or one of the last videos. But one of the last videos I talked about that the Fed was going to raise interest rates, and everybody knew it, and everybody kind of knew it was either going to be 0.75 or 1%. And so what I did is I did a video probably about a week before saying that if the Fed was going to raise it in line with what most money managers felt it should be raised, then the market would in fact rally. And then I also said in the same video that if they raised them too much or too little, that the market could actually go down. And that's exactly what happened, exactly what I said. The Fed came in, and let me just say that most of Wall Street, probably 75% of Wall Street, 70 to 75, felt that the stock market was going to go down. I even had customers calling me, telling me, okay, how can we do bet against the market? Because everybody's saying it's going to fall. And I said, no, I think it's going to go up if it comes in line with what everyone expects. So it was 0.75. The market rallied 400 points that day. Now, again, that's just from experience that I kind of know what these things are going to happen. Or don't know, but this is what I feel. It's a conjecture. Now, in addition, in the video, I said that my feelings were that if it came in line, that most likely the market would continue to rally afterwards. And that's exactly what happened. It continued to rally. Again, a lot of bears in the market felt that the market was going to continue to sell off. But you know, it's funny. We're going through kind of a learning experience with many of these money managers. I've said before that many of the money managers running some of these funds are in their 40s, early 50s. And it's been 9 years and they don't know how inflation affects earnings for the market. Well, I've been in the business 30 years. I've been through wars and I've been through periods of high inflation and low inflation, different presidents, Democratic, Republican. I've been through many scenarios. And I can tell you from experience that inflation has a little bit of an effect on earnings reports, but very little. So what actually has happened is that last November, when the Fed said they were going to raise interest rates, many of the money managers started selling off. Now that's normal because they sell their interest-sensitive stocks. But I felt the selling was overdone because, in my mind, the companies pass on the rising prices to the consumers. They pay them, so it has very little effect on earnings. But in essence, we have just gone through a real-life lab to all these new money managers who didn't know that inflation was going to have very little effect on the earnings. So here we are. We're in August. It's August 16th, 2022, and the market is continuing to rally. And so, and we're going on the third major earnings seasons of the market. Now, let me just kind of explain a little bit more about what's kind of been happening. So one of the advisors, his name is Gary Clubundy, he said, you know, he's been watching a lot of news reports and they've been interviewing some of these money managers, and they're surprised that here the third earnings report since they announced they were going to raise interest rates, that earnings have been affected very, 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 very little. There hasn't been much effect at all. Matter of fact, here we are again in the third earnings report since they announced they were going to raise inflations, and over 70% of the companies in the S&P 500 had beat expected their consensus earnings reports. So that's kind of what I'm saying. It's sad, but now what we're seeing, and it pretty much started in June, that the money managers started, they started, and I talked about that too. I said, remember, we're in earnings season in July. But in June, it appears that many of the money managers started buying back some of these stocks. And they started with the techs in June. And then now it's a broad breadth. You can see across the entire market and in almost all the sectors that they're actually buying the stocks back. It's crazy, but it's almost like they're buying the stocks back that they sold because they oversold, because earnings aren't really that affected, aren't really affected very much by rising inflation. Now, I will say that back in November of last year, we had the Omicron that spooked the market, and we also had Ukraine in January spooking the market as well. And that caused more tension around the world, also caused more money managers to think that some of these companies were going to miss earnings. But in fact, they didn't. Most of them did not miss earnings. A few did, but most of them did not. So again, it's been a tough learning lab for these big pension managers and fund managers who really, they are the ones who really move the market. It's crazy, but they're buying back the same stocks that they sold. For example, one of the lead stocks in the S&P 500 is Apple. Now, I'm not recommending that. I'm just using that as an example. But they sold Apple down pretty hard. But then 3 earnings reports in a row, boom, Apple beat earnings. Second time, they beat earnings. Third time, they beat earnings. So now they started buying back that position. Now, if you look behind me here, you'll notice if you look at the S&P 500, I have a little chart of it. But it shows the bottom of the market is probably about June 16th, June 17th. And since that time, it's just been moving straight up. I mean, not straight up, but the slope of the line that I charted for you shows that it's got an upward direction of the market. So now we're getting towards the end of earnings season. This is probably the last week of earnings season for the July earnings season. And now we're going to be moving into the months of September and October. So from an historical standpoint, what happens in September, October? Well, if you remember, those are typically 2 down months. Why? You have fiscal year end, September 30th for many corporations and some mutual fund managers. And then you have some October 30th as well there for fiscal year. And it just depends. And so what they have to do is they typically will sell their losses or do their capital gain selling. And then come November is typically the strongest month of the year, historically speaking. And then things start moving up. Now, last November wasn't, but over a 20-year period, now I've been in the business more than 30 years, but if I look over a 20-year period, I can count on one hand the times Novembers were down. In general, most Novembers are pretty up. They're up and they're pretty strong when they do, in fact, move up. And one of the reasons is international companies, when they contribute to their pension fund, they do it once a year and they do it in November. And so those orders come into the money managers because they have all these cash, and they'll say buy these positions over the next 30 days, and then they'll kind of start buying those positions. So we typically have a pretty good November. But again, last year, around November the 16th of 2021, the Fed indicated that they were going to raise interest rates, and they probably should have been doing that summer. They were a little late to the party, but they're continuing now. Now, do I think that this September and October are going to be down? And you know what? This year, I'm not so sure it is going to be. It may not follow the historical trends of being typically down in September or October. And why is that? Well, again, it's back to my original story that I'm telling you about this experience that many of these pension managers have had, and they seem to be buying back into the market across the board. It's broad breadth now. It's all the way across the board. Now, another thing that kind of piqued my interest was just a couple of days ago, there was a good inflation number on the CPI. And that number, I think it was in the 8% range, but it wasn't fantastic. but it was better than what it was the previous month. And as a result, the market looked like, and money managers viewed that as very favorable. In other words, the ratcheting up of interest rates is working in the economy, and it is in fact kind of slowing it down a little bit. And that's what you want. You don't want these crazy high inflation arena area for our whole country. So with that said, the market went crazy. The S&P was up, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ was up, I think over 3%. It was unbelievable to me how much the market was up just on a little bit of good information on inflation. So now what's happening is the reverse of what the money managers started doing in November of last year. So in November of last year, when they heard about inflation moving up, they sold the market down. Now what's happening, when they hear about good inflation numbers going down, then they're buying the market back up. So that's crazy, right? So they're doing just the flip of what they did last year. Here we are in August, and my forecast for the second half of the year is good. In general, I believe that we're going to have a good market in the second half of the year. I believe money managers have kind of learned their lesson. They're buying back into the market and understand now that rising inflation has very little effect on corporate earnings. So I think that they can see that. And now the other factor that's mitigating the losses that typically occur in September and October is the fact that if we get the eensy-weensy little news on lowering inflation numbers on an economic report, the market rallies on that day. And that could be the difference of a typical September-October sell down to get us through September and October of this year. So if inflation keeps showing that it's curving itself and starting to move down, you can see that the money managers are going back in and continuing to buy these stocks. So I actually think that the worst of the market is over. That's my beliefs. I don't know that 100%, but I believe that's over, and I believe that the second half of the year, and I believe that it's going to be good. And again, we're in a period of a long-term bull market with short-term pullbacks. The bull market started March of 2009, and since 2009 the market has been moving up. Now, here at Cantu Tactical, we were bond heavy until 2012, and in 2013 we went stock heavy because of GDP numbers that we watch, and once they crossed our forecasted number that we track, then we went equity heavy. So we are continuing to be equity heavy. We believe the second half of the year is going to be good, and we believe the second half of the year for the stock market is going to be strong. And in addition to that, I believe with any good inflation reports, again, lowering inflation, you'll see the market rally on those days. So that concludes my presentation. I have some required disclosures at the end of this video. Take a listen.
Welcome to Retirement Tactical Money Management. Joe Cantu, Chief Investment Officer of Cantu Tactical Wealth Management, is your host and has over 30 years of experience in the retirement money management profession. He is a West Point graduate with a master's in business administration and has worked for 3 of the largest Wall Street firms as a stockbroker and portfolio manager. Over 10 years ago, he created Cantu Tactical Wealth Management, which actively balances and selects investments based on a tactical approach rather than the traditional strategic management method. Instead of the buy and hold philosophy, he believes in the pursuit of finding investments showing momentum, performance regardless of the direction of the market. His experience includes IRA accounts, 401k rollovers, trusts, endowments, defined benefit plans, 403bs, and 401k plans. Additionally, he served as a night college instructor for seniors, teaching high net worth retirement and estate planning for 14 years. Podcast views and personal opinions are for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute a recommendation. Investing has risk of loss, and you should consult with your own advisors for any financial decisions. Cantu Tactical Wealth Management is a fiduciary, registered investment advisory firm in the states of California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas, providing pure independent advice and money management.